Hello everyone, welcome to Beauty in the Garden. I'm T. If you're new here, welcome. In today's video, I am going to be working on my tomatoes. Now this is my ultimate, I love this bed. This is my 3-tiered raised bed. I absolutely love this raised bed and it's just so nice. I just love it. So this has always fit perfectly in our garden, our 3-tier raised bed. But today we're going to be working on this bed. I am going to be adding in here an all-purpose fertilizer. I am going to be taking up my tomatoes and taking care of those today. And as well, I'm going to show you all of the beautiful plants that I have in this raised bed. So let's go ahead and jump into this video. So we're going to be working on this first tier, and I have see if my tomatoes are falling down. I want to make sure that I put them up higher because I don't want my girls eating my tomatoes. So what I'm going to be doing is I have here is my bamboo stakes right here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to find my first tomato, and here's my first tomato plant. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to stake them. Now I am going to tie my stake to the chicken run. All right, let's get this one in. All right, so we placed our stakes. And why I don't want to have my chickens eating my tomato leaves, because I heard that they are toxic. I could be wrong, but what I've read is that tomatoes and tomato leaves can be toxic, but I actually heard people actually feed their chickens tomatoes. So hey, I don't know for sure. I just got to do a little bit more research, but just in case that it is toxic to my girls, I've went ahead and making sure that they cannot get to these tomatoes. So I have here some burlap string is what I'm going to be using to tie my stakes to this chicken run. So I'm just going to simply tie them. So the next thing I'm going to be doing, I hope you guys can hear me, but the next thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be pruning up my tomatoes. Now pruning your tomatoes is great because it helps prevent diseases from soil-borne bacteria that can splash onto your plants, and we don't want that because we want our plants to be nice and healthy as long as they can be. All right, so here's the tomato plant, and let's go ahead and take care of this. I am going to look for the main stem, and you can kind of see where that main stem still is, even though I have suckers on here. But we'll take care of them as well. One of my most favorite things to use in the garden is velcro. I absolutely love the velcro. A lot of you guys who followed me for a very long time knows that I use velcro when securing my plants because I feel like it is so, how can I say this? I like the fact that I can take it off my plant and reuse it for seasons and seasons to come. Even though I have so much of it, I reuse it. I just take it off of my plants at the end of the season, put them in a baggie and use them next year. So I really like the velcro. All right, so we're gonna cut our velcro, use the nice fluffy side right here. That's gonna go up against your plant. So now that we have our tomatoes secured to the bamboo stakes, now I'm going to show you how I go about cleaning up my tomatoes. All right, so here is the main stem. I know you guys, this is tedious for a lot of you guys, and I actually prefer that you not let your suckers get this big, but I am going to remove some of it, not all of it, because my suckers are quite big. Now you can remove them at this stage, but you need a nice clean cut. But what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be removing some of my suckers, the smaller ones, and the bigger ones is going to create another secondary stem. So that's why I'm going to leave the bigger ones there, because I don't want any disease to my plant. So right along the stem here, right in the elbow of the plant, is a sucker. So this right here, you guys, is another tomato plant that is forming off of your tomato. And this is the thing about tomatoes. Tomatoes are actually a vine, and that is why all along this main stem you have all these suckers, is because they're actually supposed to catch root to the ground and crawl along the ground, and basically you have lots and lots of tomatoes. And that's how a lot of times you don't even got to worry about whether or not pests or animals or anything like that really eats any of your fruit, is because it's going to be so much more if it did get the chance to trail along the ground. But let's get into cutting. All right, so here is a sucker that I can plant and make another plant if I wanted to. But you guys, I have so many tomatoes, I don't need any more. So compost it goes. We'll be cleaning up about a foot above the soil level. Now I do recommend that you do this early on so that your plant will be a lot stronger, because if I'd have did this earlier, a lot of this energy would have went towards growth and not me cutting it off. So try to stay up on pruning your tomatoes. All right, as you guys can see, that is all nice and clean. It is clean, all this beautiful airflow that now your plant has. This is the preferred size. I prefer to remove my suckers is this size right here. They're teeny tiny, easy to pop off, and I promise you, get them at this size and not. Get them at this size and not this size, okay? So I'm seeing a little bit of blight. Yeah, I'm seeing a little bit of blight. And I don't know if you guys can see, but I'm seeing an issue. So I'm seeing an issue that I might have to eliminate. And by eliminating, I might just actually remove these two and keep just this one. We're gonna see. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to clean them up really thinly. It's not gonna be too much leaves on these two right here. And what I'm gonna do is try to take care of that issue so it won't spread to my main plant that is looking good. Okay, but I do see some issues here. Let me show you. You guys see that? Okay. And so I'm contemplating, as you guys can see. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna clean this plant up. I'm gonna remove all of the leaves, most of them, and I try to just keep that top nice and clean, and that main stem, and then focus my energy on taking care of that part, and hopefully I can knock down this issue before it starts to spread. All right, so you can see I have now focused my energy on just that top, and hopefully that will be enough to take care of that issue and get some nice strong growth growing onto this tomato plant. And the next thing is I want to make sure that this one here is not touching neither one of these. So what I'm gonna do, which I grab my scissors, because I really don't want anything traveling. All right, so I went ahead and cleaned up this a little bit more to kind of keep these from touching this one till I get whatever the problem is under control, which I think is blight. And hopefully I can nip that in the bud and we get some nice strong tomato plants over here. All right, so the next thing I want to do is I want to add in just a little bit of fertilizer. Now I am going to be adding in a Job's Organic feed to my raised bed. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of just toss in some fertilizer. You don't ever really need that much fertilizer in your garden, okay? All right, I got my Job's Organic. It does look like this. I don't think I ever showed you guys up close what that looks like. So I'm just gonna toss in a little bit. Hi girls. And I'm just gonna work it into the soil. So right here is a volunteered tomato, and I'm actually going to pop it right here. Actually, let's take this one out. I'll pop it right in there. And I found another one right here. And then there's just the squash that I told you guys that I was going to plant. This is the one that Faith by Food sent me. And I popped that in here. I think this was the candy roaster that I popped in, the Georgia candy roaster. And there is the other Georgia candy roaster. Hi, girl. Hi, girl. All right, and then here is some oregano, and then I have here is some cayenne longs. You kind of can see that they're starting to put on some peppers. I left this beautiful magenta Swiss chard right here, and here's the tomatoes we worked on. It actually looks really good and all cleaned up. I will be taking care of any issues that I might have, but all in all, here is how everything looks right here, and the bed looks really good. I popped in here is some sweet potato right in this bed. So this is what the 3-tiered bed is looking like, and I went ahead and took care of fertilizing the tomatoes, and we are good to go for a good little bit. So the only thing left for me to do is I'm going to come back a little bit later and water. I'm going to go ahead and work on just a little bit more in the garden. And I know I did not talk to you guys about this, but here is where I planted up my okra. So I have okra on both sides of my chicken run, and another hydrangea that I found at Walmart, and I split it. So the ones that I told you guys in the last video that I picked up for $5, I ended up splitting it, and I ended up with this one and that one right there. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Hit that notification bell so you can be notified when I do upload a video. And like I always tell you guys, there's beauty in everyone's garden. And bye-bye for now. I'll see you beauties in the next one.